All right, let's talk about accounting. Yes, accounting, stay with me. I know what you're thinking. You hear the word accounting and you immediately picture a sad gray room. There's a man named Kevin. He's in a beige shirt. His only joy is a stapler that hasn't jammed since Tuesday. Accounting for most people is the official sport of watching paint dry. Receipts, spreadsheets, the soul-crushing reality of how much you spent on takeout last month. It's meticulous. It's tedious. And frankly, it's a bit of a downer. It's like being the detective in a mystery where the only culprit is your terrible impulse control. But, and this is a big but, there's another kind of accounting. Bigger, louder, much more interesting. This is macro accounting. It's not about Kevin and his stapler. It's about a whole country. Imagine trying to do the books for the entire United States. That's not a shoebox full of receipts. That's a continent-sized warehouse overflowing with a chaotic mess of economic activity. Macro accounting is the brave, slightly unhinged soul who wades into that chaos and tries to make some sense of it all. It's less about one person's coffee budget and more about the coffee budget of 330 million people. Now that's a caffeine habit. Think of it this way. Regular accounting is like counting the number of sprinkles on a single donut. Important for the donut shop owner, sure, but it's not exactly front-page news. Macro accounting is like trying to count every single donut sold in the entire country in a year. It's a massive, almost ridiculous task. But once you do it, you suddenly know how big the nation's donut industry is. You can see if we're a nation on a sugar high or if we're tragically donut deprived. It's the big picture, the whole story, not just one sad, lonely pastry. So forget the boring stuff. We're not here to balance a checkbook. We are here to look at the economic blockbuster movie of a nation. Drama, heroes, villains, mind-boggling numbers. Macro accounting is the script for that movie. It tells us if the country is heading towards a happy ending or a giant economy-sized explosion. And unlike most blockbusters, this one actually affects your life. So grab your popcorn, because things are about to get unexpectedly interesting. And yes, there will be jokes. We have to, otherwise we'll all just start crying. So what is this magical, mystical macro accounting? Is it just regular accounting done on a really, really big calculator? Well, sort of, but it's also completely different. Regular accounting, the kind your small business owning uncle complains about, is called micro accounting. Micro means small. The superstars of the macro accounting world. If macro accounting was a boy band, these would be the members. First up, you have the handsome, popular one that everyone knows, GDP, gross domestic product. You hear politicians brag about it all the time. GDP is basically the price tag of everything a country produced in a year. Every car, every haircut, every terrible superhero movie, every cup of coffee, it all gets added up. Next in our boy band is the sensitive, thoughtful one, national income. This one is a bit different from GDP. While GDP measures what we made, national income measures what we earned. Profits, rents that everyone in the country received. Think about it. Every time something is made and sold, that's GDP. Someone gets paid for it, that's national income. These two numbers are like two sides of the same coin. One tells you the value of the pie, the other tells you how much money people got for baking it. And finally, we have the one who is always causing drama, the government budget. Yes, even the government has to do its accounting, though if you look at the national debt, you might wonder if they ever actually balance it. These three concepts, GDP, national income, and the government budget, are the core building blocks. Okay, we've talked about big, boring-sounding things like GDP and government budgets. You might be thinking, how does this help me decide what to have for dinner? And that's a fair point. But here's the thing. Understanding this big picture stuff is surprisingly important for your actual life. When you hear on the news that inflation is up, that's macro accounting. It explains why your grocery bill looks like a phone number. Knowing the basics makes you a smarter citizen.
I will grow the GDP and cut the deficit.
How exactly? Growing the economy while cutting spending is very difficult. It's like trying to lose weight while eating more cake. This gives you a BS detector. This even connects to your personal finances. National income stagnating? That explains why it's so hard to get a raise. These trends create the economic weather we all live in. So don't plan your career or savings without checking the economic forecast. Learning macro accounting is empowerment. It peels back the curtain. The economy isn't some mysterious force of nature or your cat's sudden decision to knock everything off a shelf. Now go be a nosy citizen. We're counting on you.